Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Project Zomboid. Today we are doing another movie challenge, and today we're going to be trying to mimic the settings in the world of the Dawn of the Dead 1978 film. We have our protagonist for this video and our setting, which is going to be this mall where we try to survive as long as we can, hopefully a week at most, as, well, our character Ray Beale, who is a police officer. I chose a police officer as a starting class because in that movie half of the main characters are police officers. We have a little bit of min-maxing going on here with our chosen traits today, so I'll go through them as fast as I can. We've got thin-skinned, fear of blood, student driver, sun sensitivity, which makes it so if I stand outside my character gets hurt, agoraphobia, slow healer, light drinker, sentimental, which means I now have a random item which appears to be Rick's tags. I guess this was our son, and they're dead. And if we lose these tags, our character will start to go into a depression. Next, we have ourselves smoker, high thirst, Sunday driver, and now for the positive traits, I'm going to rapid fire those off too. We prepared ammo since we're starting off with a shotgun. Our protagonists in the movie did start out with guns, so I made sure we did the same, but it appears that we've only pulled one box of shotgun shells as a bonus here, so what we got is what we got for now, because the mall doesn't have a gun shop in it anywhere, and really any weapons that we get are going to come from any NPCs that we encounter in this challenge. We brought dexterous, flexible, which is going to give us some nimble, quick rest, graceful, well fitted, which is going to affect our clothes. I think I heard someone cough. Maybe that's my character from the smoker trait, but we're not being attacked right now, so that's fine. We've got gymnast, which also adds to nimble and light-footed, cardio, which is another endurance perk, and stout, which is going to help with our carry weight, since, well, I don't know what's going to spawn in here, whether we get a backpack or not, but I wanted to make sure that we had the carry weight to carry all of the extra stuff that we were going to start with without too much encumbrance issue. Now we already have our thirst, so before we get right into gameplay, I know the clock is ticking right now, but we're completely safe in here. I tried to get it so that it spawned in zombies in the mall, so it'd be more like how the movie starts, or at least the mall section of the movie starts, where our survivors have to figure out how to navigate the mall and clear it out, but it appears the zombies did not spawn in the mall, which means they're all outside. And that being said, let's actually go visit them real quick. I'm going to show you guys, while I'm walking, the given stats of our zombies here, because I tried to recreate kind of how the Romero zombies were in the original Dawn of the Dead, and it appeared that they were very unintelligent. They didn't really have, like, fantastic hearing, and, well, they weren't really the best zombies as far as the scary factor, but I made sure to include the fact that they just kind of migrate to empty areas, and since we're in a gigantic, empty mall, it only makes sense that they're going to slowly start to build their numbers out in this parking lot as we try to survive. Now, we're not completely safe because the threat in the movie wasn't really the zombies, it was people. The original Romero zombies, kind of, at least the original Romero trilogy, the most dangerous thing in those movies were the people themselves. So we have the Bandits mod enabled, and we're going to be dealing with random people trying to break into our mall and trying to shoot us in the face. Probably successfully in some cases, because I'm going to let you know that this is my third attempt at doing this for this video. Now, I'm going to display the list of mods right now of what we're using for today's video, and I hope that this intro wasn't too long, but let's see how long we can make it. And I think our first goal should be getting us some water and seeing if we can find ourselves something to take the edge off. Now, I'm going to sneak around and go to this convenience store real quick. I'll be telling you about different store locations and what kind of spawns that they have as we go there. This is kind of a small convenience store type place. These zombies are migrating that way. If we could get a zombie that has a backpack to come in here, that would be fantastic, but the odds are against us here, so we're going to open this can of ginger ale and just drink a quarter of that for now. And let's find ourselves a water bottle too. Oh, that didn't even do anything for us. Okay, we're just gonna have to drink all of it. And yeah, no, we definitely have lots of snacks and stuff. Let's take the bubblegum soda. That sounds kind of awful, but we'll take it. This is more, like I said, a convenience store than anything. It's just got magazines. It's kind of like something you'd see in an airport rather than a mall. I don't know what kind of malls you guys have been to that have had magazine shops, but I've been to plenty of airports that have had magazine shops in them, and that's what that makes me think of. A lot of these places are clothing stores, and we've got some other random stores. Like, we'll go over here real quick. And we've got a hair salon over here. There's most likely going to be things like hair gel and scissors. The spawn rates for random miscellaneous items are set to a higher level because I wanted this mall to be stocked. Kind of like in the movie, that mall was not ransacked at all. It was completely stockpiled, and, well, it wasn't until the bandits showed up later in the movie that kind of made things a little bit more difficult as far as obtaining loot. So we've got ourselves another clothing store. We got the food court over here, and this is the tool shop. This is where we're going to find a lot of melee weapons, nails, batteries. There's more random stuff than there's going to be weapons here, but there will still be things like the shovels, a tire iron. We've got a wrench. I see a hammer. That's always good. We've got the carpentry chisel, some handles, a rake head, but I'm not going to go through every single shelf and show you guys what's in these. I'm going to kind of cut ahead as things happen. If I find that, well, a whole lot of nothing has gone on for a long period of time, I'd rather skip to the good bits so that way things stay interesting. And we did find a half mask respirator. I'm going to wear that. And there we go. We are decked out. And I'm going to grab some extra filters just so that we have them in case. I don't think the respirator is going to do too much right now, which is fine. We're probably also not going to find a single gun in this place. There is no hunting shop, like I said earlier. But, yeah, I'm going to try to establish a room to consider a home base. We are going to go... I don't have any carpentry stat. I forgot to show you my skills. We've got aiming and reloading, but everything else is put into physical. As far as crafting goes, we have nothing. So it'd actually probably be best if we... Well, I'm going to head to this toy store real quick because it's more of a knick-knack shop. Every little toy store here that has like playground stuff has a higher chance of spawning things like keychains and watches. So we should get ourselves a pumpkin mask. I've never seen that before, so I'm going to take it. We're going to be on the hunt for a watch so we can at least keep track of time. I want to be able to know when the various shows come on that are going to help us with skills. The TVs are kind of going off right now, so we should probably head over there real quick. Yeah, we have lots of random boxes and stuff. Tons of planks in here. We could start boarding things up, but it's kind of no use the second we started boarding up a door from in here since the parking lot's not secured. We're kind of just asking to put ourselves in a position where we cannot defend this place for long. It's almost better that we just kind of let the zombies naturally go to the doors. Let's hunt for a flashlight real quick. Alright, we now officially have over-encumbered ourselves just because we have lots of interesting goodies, but I'm coming in here. We're going to turn off some of these TVs. We don't need all of them. Did you ever notice that? The TVs that are on have like a different tint from behind so you can tell that they're on. There you go. If you didn't know that before, that's how you can tell if you couldn't hear the loud beeping noise. So we did not make it here in time to catch an episode of anything, but we are still going to search this mall. Hopefully we'll find ourselves a watch of some sort. I kind of didn't give myself one when creating this character. Ooh, cat ear headphones. That's fun. I'm sure there's a demographic of people that would be excited to see that. We're now going to drink the disgusting soda. There we go. We're going to drink more of it because I didn't realize how thirsty we were. I don't know how many hours it's been, but we are in chugging liquid mode, I guess. So this is what the pumpkin mask looks like. Let's take off our helmets so we can get a better look at that. It's kind of goofy. It's kind of like the ski mask, but with like a little pumpkin skin on it, so that's fun. Alright, we're in the food court section. I'm seeing a much larger horde of zombies out there. And some satchels. None of them are attacking the base yet. I do think that we're going to be safe for our first day. So I think I can probably skip ahead quite a bit. And if I find some of the things I'm looking for, aka a watch, I'll let you know. I'm probably going to... Yep, right here. See? Just gotta know where to look. And now we know what time it is and what day it is. That way I can tell you how many days have passed. It's going to keep us consistent. But this is another one of those little knick-knack shops. And some of the things that are in it, it's mostly toys, but some of the cooler things that you can find are key rings. I think it's really cool that the Project Zomboid devs added something to make key rings more interesting. So you don't have just the default one. You can have yourself a little blue fox. Or like a rainbow star. Or if you really wanted to, you could get the bottle opener for your being super tactical camper ready. Pouch of tobacco. I'm taking that. Ooh, American Eagle keyring. We could be super patriotic with that one. Alright, just a tiny bit of a time skip ahead. Not super far ahead, though. I am remembering that in the movies, the survivors kind of had like a little central room that they kind of hid in. It was like on the 3rd floor up in the vents. They had like a little ration room. We don't have that here at any of the malls in this game. So I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna say custodial staff or mall staff little break room into my little safe haven. So anything that I see that I think is worth taking and hoarding, I'm gonna probably move into here while I wait for interesting stuff to happen. That way we get a little bit of a customization and just a little bit of immersion into this. We did get very lucky. We found ourselves things for our smoker traits, so that's going to keep our character no longer on edge, just so he's a little bit more calm and more alert. And I'm going to do another quick time skip ahead. Hopefully we'll have a cool little stash of goodies here in a minute. Alright everybody, it is the end of the first day. And I think we've got ourselves pretty set up nicely here. I've got myself the food table where we will be eating our food. We've got our supplies table. Right now it's just batteries and some of the other things that we picked up for survival. We've got ourselves an emergency water supply with all these tea kettles and big cooking pots that I decided to fill with water for the inevitable when we lose water. Now, these boxes on this table are mostly boxes of batteries, mostly because if we lose our power, which is going to be keeping the lights on, then we're going to have a harder time navigating this mall. But for now, I think it's time to call it on our first day. And just like in the movie, we got ourselves a nice little TV and comfy chair so we can stay up to date on the world while everything falls apart. I'm gonna get to the next day and then hopefully nothing bad happens, but we're going to continue our turning this room into the ultimate little safe room for us as long as we're in this mall. But I do expect that by this time tomorrow we're probably going to be facing some bandits. Hopefully we don't die in the first 10 seconds of encountering them. Alright, it is 5 a.m. We've woken up with a panic attack, meaning, well, we probably just had a nightmare about something. I haven't seen any little bandit tags pop up, but what I will do is get ready for the day, and then we will try to move some more stuff into this room. Alright everybody, I'm going to check back in real quick. It is 3 p.m. on day 2, and we've got ourselves some new metal shelves. What I want to do with this is fill this with dry food so that way we have a steady food supply. Since our food supply is starting to run out really quickly, we just had what was in this fridge and there's not much left. It was mostly just pastries. Now, I did grab some crates so I can kind of block off this doorway. That way we can feel a little bit more safe. But our character has hit his tired limit, so I'm going to take the edge off and hopefully boost his mood a little bit while taking a nice sleep. Alright, so it is the start of a new day, but we are in the AM area where it is like still dark outside. Not that that's really an issue here, considering we have the power, we have the lights, we can see. So I'm just gonna go off and find food and bring it back. It would be nice if we had a backpack, but you know what I'll do in the meantime as well is I'll do a quick check-in on the doors of the building so that we can see the overall integrity of things. Checking in on the food court. I can't really see that far out into the parking lot, but it does seem that there's still zombie hordes. They haven't really gone for the doors yet, which is good for us. But since we are in the food court, we can go and treat ourselves to some freezer food. And we got ourselves bologna, pickles, and cheese. I'll definitely take those. Hot sauce and salsa. Pretty much anything that can be consumed, we're gonna take. Now for an update on our second door, it does appear that someone is banging on one of the doors, but nothing's gone in yet. But I can see a little bit more into the parking lot. There are scattered groups of zombies we'll try to avoid. I'm going to move on to the next door, and then we will check back in on our supply haul. Alright, now for our bottom door, it does seem like there's a small group of zombies, but it's nothing really to threat over. There is a van out there, so if we wanted to on day 7, if we actually make it to that far, we could just go straight gun for that van and see if we can escape this place. Oh, we got a nice little cough going. Let's get some more food. Alright everybody, I am checking back in real quick because not a whole lot has happened on day 2 yet again. We have been losing a little bit of weight, but that's not an issue. We could easily eat all the calories we want since we have a whole mall at our disposal. But it being day 2 and nothing happening leads me to question what's going on with the Bandits mod, because, well, if I go into options right now and scroll down, I'll zoom in so you can see it. The Bandits mod is enabled, but for some reason it's not really functioning. I don't know what it's about, like what's going on with that, but ever since the new Bandits mod update, things have been a little janky with it, and that's kind of the territory when it comes to mods. But I'm sure in future updates it will probably get fixed up, or maybe there's just a mod that I'm running right now that's incompatible with said Bandits mod. So I'll wait till day 3, see what happens. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep moving furniture into our little place and looting as much supplies and food as possible. If nothing ends up happening in this video as far as bandits or zombies go, we'll give it like one good last stand and just go all guns blazing, just to have something interesting happen for you guys, so that way you're not just watching me redecorate a room the whole time. Alright, let's keep going. Okay everybody, I am back again to do another quick little check-in, just to let you guys know I've pretty much searched the entire... Oh, there's a hostile roadblock. Okay, so the Bandits mod is actually working. I just haven't encountered a single bandit yet. I don't know if the hostile roadblock is going to be a stationary event where they don't move from that location or not, but that is kind of wacky. It took pretty much 2 whole in-game days for anything to happen at all. We're almost on day 3. But anyways, what I wanted to say was I pretty much cleared the entire bottom floor as far as searching goes, except for, well, there's tons of clothes and supplies. It's just none of it I need right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start finally searching the upstairs, since I have not searched that yet. And I'll let you guys know if I find anything interesting. But for the most part, I'm saving what our little safe room has turned into for later, so it's more of an interesting reveal of what I've turned it into and how I've tried to kind of turn it into somewhat of a faithful recreation, somewhat unfaithful. It's really kind of up to you of what the survivor safe room looked like in the original Dawn of the Dead. So I'm gonna get on looking up here, and as you can see, once we get up here, it's dark. I'm very glad I got a flashlight, because I'm going to be finding the light switch for this, so that way we can have this whole place lit up, and hopefully we don't encounter any bandits up here in the dark. That would be kind of bad for us. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead, and I think I heard some glass break, actually. Never mind. We're gonna go check that out. I can't be having no bandits break into our mall and try to steal stuff. We're protecting this mall. We're the one guy. I am the legend of the mall. Also, that might be a future video idea. So if you do like this series or you're enjoying this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, because I definitely would like to continue on with what this is. Our character's getting progressively more nervous really quickly, so we're just going to try to take the edge off. I found this can of chewing tobacco. This is almost better than having a pack of cigarettes, because bam, that's gone already. But I'm sure that has a more rare spawn chance than anything else. Okay, so this door and these windows seem fine. I have no idea where the glass breaking came from, but we will have to keep our ears perked because we're going to have to make sure that we do not get shot in the face. Alright, I'm going to go back upstairs now. I checked the other doors, but the roadblock was down here, so I think we should be in the clear. Should. Alright everybody, it is officially 9 AM of a new day, and if we go to our info, we'll see that we've been alive for 3 days, no conflict still. But I'll at least take us to go and check on all of our doors and then proceed to go back to looting. So let's go check on all the doors that we have, and I never mentioned this, but that door right there I think also leads outside, but I've had zero issue or noise come from it. It does sound like there is a horde that could be nearby that door, so I'm kind of glad they haven't caught on that I've been living right next to them this whole time. So let's start with the food court doors, and then we'll work our way around the mall. Alright, the food court looking pretty clear right now. There are some zombies approaching the area, but they don't seem to want to break in just yet. Let's go check our problem child, which is the upper doors. That's what I'm going to call them, because that's one place where I have seen some zombies banging around. We got melted ice cream here. We should probably just eat that. There we go. Now we're full for the first time in a while. Alright, next we got this door over here, and the zombies haven't broken in at all. Just gotta get a good look at these guys. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. Alright, they're banging on the windows, but they're not gonna get in. They've already done that before. I'm surprised no one's broken in yet, so let's go check out the bottom doors. These zombies are still kind of congregated by the bottom doors, but they haven't broken in, and they're not interested in the actual doors they can break in from. They're just chilling. No bandits in a second, though, so I'm going to go back upstairs and keep looting, and then we will continue on. Hopefully by day 4-ish, I should be able to show off the safe room that we got going on, because things are getting pretty good in there, at least luxury-wise, because I've got some good stuff. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead again. Alright everybody, I have jumped ahead quite a bit. Now we are officially, if we go to our info, on our 4th day. We're finally gaining some weight because of the amount of food that I've slowly started migrating over to our normal base. And I think today, since, well, the lights are still on, it's a nice day, and nothing bad has really happened yet, I'll give you a tour of the base after we go and check the doors of the mall to make sure that things are still safe and secure for us. Let's start with the food court, we'll work our way down and back around. Alright, so the food court still has doors. It does seem like a bunch of the zombies that were here kind of migrated away. I don't know what's up with that. We do still have that small cluster at that window. I don't know what they're doing. I have started looting a bunch of these food court shops. I think I just have these 4 shops here to loot from. Oh, there's another little horde over here. I guess they're just hiding. But once I've gotten all of these 4 looted and moved into our base, I've technically looted everything in this building as far as useful supplies goes for me. And that's very subjective because the tool shop over here is still pretty full of gear and stuff. It's just I haven't had to use any of my melee weapons for any reason, so there's really no reason for me to start moving all of the useful melee weapons into one room, especially if I might need to get to it later. Now we've got ourselves door number 2, and door number 2 is looking really clear, and as I said before, the zombies, they seem to just get bored of banging their head against the door after a while and kind of forget about it. Like I said, the zombies in Dawn of the Dead weren't really the smartest. They kind of just, after a while, forgot what they were doing. They just stood around. Though I did imagine that we would have had more zombies pile up at the Grand Ohio Mall, but I'm not really seeing it right now. We'll have to make a lot of ruckus for that to happen. Next, we're going to go down and check out the other part of the mall. We got one more door to look at, and then we will head to our base, and I'll finally be able to show you guys the base that I built. And oh my goodness, we're getting tired and exhausted. So yeah, that's the kind of sleep schedule we've been going off of, is 0. And I think the zombies are getting bored of us. I also haven't had any bandit prompts pop up recently. I guess they also had that one roadblock and things didn't work out for them, because I haven't seen a single bandit prompt show up since, and I haven't heard anybody break into the building. Maybe this giant mall full of loot just isn't that interesting to a whole roving gang of bandits that just want a safe place to stay full of loot. I don't know. But, I mean, when I show you what kind of a safe room I built on our journey, maybe the bandits will reconsider, because I'm showing off all the good stuff that I've already done and all the hard work that I've done so they don't have to. Alright, it's been a minute since I've taken you to my little break room area, but we'll go through slowly and I'll show you all the interesting stuff that we've collected, and then I'll have my character take a nice little nap. So we got ourselves the boxes, and like I said, it wouldn't be the Dawn of the Dead without a ton of random emergency boxes just kind of stacked everywhere, so I tried to get that all to go. I made a kind of makeshift medical kit with all of the medical supplies that I could, for the most part, gather. I did leave some of it around. I didn't take all of it. But, yeah. We've got our table. It's got some medical supplies. We got tons of bandages. There's a whole box here, as well as, well, some of the loot that we've gotten, like these small gold bars to let everyone know that now that the apocalypse has happened, we are rich. We also have a nice little diamond here. Now we've got our kitchen area. Like I said, we have our emergency water reserves in case we end up losing water, which we haven't yet. Very surprising. And that leads us to the fridge, which I've almost stocked fully. Like I said, I'm going to go check those 3 restaurants real quick and get us some more food supplies for our survival. But then we've got our dry shelf stable section, and we are almost full on one of these shelves as well. We've got a nice spread of junk food, so I mean, like I said, gaining weight isn't going to be an issue. Long term, I think we could totally survive in this mall base without seeing a single zombie get its head bashed in at all. But I think after maybe 3 weeks or maybe even 2 weeks, when the rations start to run low, we will have to leave this place if we were to try to stay here long term. Now, the tool shop, like I said, does have seeds, and we could technically start a farm on the roof if we wanted to try to get some sort of long-term sustainable food. But we also have our bullets and quite a bit of batteries. Now, I have 3 cases of batteries here in case we end up needing to, well, you know, rely on our flashlight, a spare flashlight just in case. Little video games to kind of keep us entertained, as well as a straight razor to keep us shaved. We've got our comfy chair with our box of tissues and our normal magazine. It's a normal one. It's not one of those magazines. The tissues are for my sniffly nose. We've got more boxes. They're empty for now, but if I feel the need to start bringing more supplies into this room, we have lots of storage for it, as well as 18 more cases of just batteries. We've got ourselves an arcade cabinet. There's a lot of weird noises going on. It's making me feel a little uneasy. But we got our kitchen table. That's where we'll be eating our food. And if we go in here into our bathroom, we have lots of toilet paper. Probably could go get more, but, well, we have it if we need it. It does sound like the zombies are banging on a door. It sounds like they're done being outside. I'm not 100% sure if they're heading... Oh, they've broken into a door. There is, in fact, a broken door. So let's go check that out real quick. Hopefully it's nothing we have to struggle with, especially since it's so close to our safe room. And we've got a few zombies in here. I don't see any that have a backpack, so let's just be quick and take care of these guys while they're not paying attention. We may be tired, but this is exactly what I want to see right here. A duffel bag. That is going to be a huge thing for us, and we are just absolutely dropping these zombies. I'm so used to these guys having like triple the health due to the last couple challenges we've done, that being able to absolutely just slaughter these guys real quickly, really nice. Completely underrated, though us being tired and exhausted is kind of wearing that down a bit. We are still kind of a monster. Come on. That is not what I want to see, dude. I just want to be able to clear this place out. I think we're going to back off for a second. It appears we have pissed off a number of zombies, but I am in the secure zone. We've got the bullets. I think we can take them. Though we could probably back off just a little bit, just to rest up. I am tired. I do wish that this didn't happen so close to our safe room. That was our little sanctuary, and we're going to have to reclaim it. Worst case scenario, we just sleep in one of the small office rooms. Let's go rest up, actually. I really don't want to have to deal with a ton of undead in the mall, but it looks like they finally breached. It only took 4 days. We will get our base back. That is a guarantee. I'm not going to let these guys take it from us. We worked far too hard. I think this comfy leather chair here will do just fine. We're too much in pain? Whatever. We're gonna have to be wary because I just used most of our shotgun shells on that little exchange. Alright, now that things are getting interesting, it's time to get ready for a fight. I see one right now. We're gonna try to sneak up on him. I doubt it'll work, but I think we got this. Okay, they've already spotted me, so we'll just try to take them one at a time. I'm gonna get this guy because he's singled out. Alright, 2 over here. We got a crawler as well. 3 down. Let's go to the next group. We've got... Okay, that is more than 3. Alright, we'll just take it slow. Let's hope they don't start banging on our door. Man, we are tunnel vision really hard. Kind of feel like we need to remove the SWAT helmet just so that we can actually deal with our peripherals a little bit better. Our vision arc is really affected by the fact that these zombies are making us panic. I think it's time to swap to the metal bat. Maybe shooting the shotgun so much was a bad idea. Okay, we did clear out some more zombies. I do see another group they're starting to thin out slowly, so I don't think we're doing a bad job. Got two slowly coming, but we're going to ignore them for now. I think we can sit down on this park bench right here. Like I said, the other doors are pretty secure enough that I feel like I can let my guard down a little bit. Alright, we got our exhaustion down. Let's get back to swinging. I got this one lone zombie over here, and I don't trust them to behave on their own, so I'm going to take them out real quick. Maybe they won't see me if I sneak up on them. Alright, we're going to rest up, and then we'll deal with this zombie over by this window, and then move back down and re-secure our base. It does seem like there's a few more, I'd say easily 10, but the zombies here, they're a lot weaker than the zombies I've been dealing with in the past few series I've done, so I feel like I can handle them pretty well. Let's just wait till 4 a.m. Nope, I guess not. Window zombie has spotted us. We are getting quite hungry, so we are going to have to get back to our base soon. Or at least head to the food court, get something to eat so we're not getting weak. Let's take these two out, and then we will backpedal for a bit. Jesus, they really are. They've taken over our break room area. I put everything in there, and they've taken it over. We have to block that area off as soon as we can. Let's go take a quick break while these guys ruin my life. All right, I returned to the lobby area. I've dealt with some of my hunger, though not all of it. The zombies haven't pushed more in at all from what I can see, and I have swapped from the baseball bat to the shovel because baseball bat does decent damage, but overall the shovel does more damage, so maybe we'll be able to clear these guys out a bit quicker. So we've got a large group of zombies over here, and I'm just gonna go to town on them because I don't want them getting any closer to my base. That was fast. Only 20 so. Oh, geez, they're trying to sneak up on me. And just like that, we've hit a new day. And I can't tell you what day it is. All I can tell you is that no bandits have spawned yet, which is still kind of a blessing for us. And that zombie got right back up right after I smacked him, didn't he? Yes, he did, and we're gonna kill him. We are getting increasingly more tired by the second, and we are dealing with that slowly. But we are slaughtering these zombies by the numbers because I can't let them take over what base we worked so hard to achieve, especially after I did that cool tour just to show you guys the hard work I put into it. Now, we do have quite a bit of zombies over here still just hanging out outside my base. Thankfully, they haven't gone to town on the door of that base, because that would suck if I didn't have any defense. And we got ourselves a large group still. Let's see, can I at least... I know we're getting tired. Maybe we'll kill, like, another small group if we can lure them towards us. But we are going to have to start dealing with tiredness soon. Hopefully we can get some more security, too. And they're coming from behind us. We almost just got bit from behind. That is a death sentence if that were to happen. We are very lucky. Nope. Nope. Get back. Get back. Nope. They won't go away. It'd be super swell if all of you could just single file line go off and die. Alright, we're hitting the point of no return with our exhaustion meter coming back. I've hit that one old lady zombie enough times. You would think that we would have, I don't know, taken her out. We do have a lot of moodles right now we gotta go deal with, so I'm gonna go back into the food court, get us some food, rest up, and we will come back and try to deal with more zombies. Hopefully after a little nap, too. But the second we come back, those zombies are gonna be spread out again, and we are vulnerable for another sneak attack like the one that almost just happened a second ago. So I'm gonna be very quick in dealing with that, and I also need to be very quiet over here because this is another exit door that sounds like there's a lot of zombies hanging out behind it. Alright everybody, we are back and we've grown some facial hair. Our character's dirty, he's covered in blood, he's anxious, he's miserable, and that is because, well, we've hit the misfortune of losing our base. We'll have to fight to get it back, and it's gonna take a lot of zombie heads getting caved in. Now, I'm gonna equip the shovel in our hands, because we are going to be putting bodies in the ground. Now, we go to our info. We are on our 5th day. We're going towards our 6th day, and we've killed 54 zombies so far, and we're losing weight again. I don't know how bad the zombies have been since we went to go sleep, because we had to. It was getting very dangerous. I'm going to walk over there to try to conserve our energy, because we are going to need it, because it is going to be a long battle. Every time I look over and see how many zombies are in the building, it does seem like there is more than 10 every single time, and it doesn't seem to be going down anytime soon unless we were to start whacking heads right off their shoulders. Now, we already have all these zombies out here we have to deal with. I don't want to get snuck up on, so I'm going to try to alternate between the shovel and my feet as much as possible. And I think that will make it easier for us to deal with these guys. We're going to let our arms and legs rest a little bit as we get closer to this guy. Oh, there is this one person. I think I could just take him out one stomp, though. Yeah, they were already really weak because we were already wailing on them earlier. And our condition's back to normal again, so this should be fairly easy to deal with. Just like that. Alright. Now we do have to get back into our hallway of doom, and we are not liking the smell of this place. I'm going to take the last of our tobacco chew so that way we can take care of our on-edge behavior, but we are back to smoking, which I know is a terrible habit, and everyone should try to avoid if they can. But in this scenario, we used it to min-max our stats. Let's deal with the rest of these zombies, and it's not looking as bad as it was, but I don't know if I'm going to get flanked by a bunch of zombies at any point. So let's just slowly get these groups together. Alright, we got more coming. And they are attacking our door. Does sound like more zombies are attacking some environmental stuff, but I literally don't know where they are. They've kind of blended into the world at this point. We do have what looks like 7, maybe 8 zombies in here that I can see. So let's deal with them real quick. This one might have... Some of these guys might actually have some interesting loot on them. I'm not sure. That's not good. That's not good. We're going to drop that. And I think we're going to go back to the baseball bat. We have got ourselves a little bit exerted, and the zombie numbers have gone up again. So we are going to just let these guys do their thing while we sit in a chair and take a quick little rest. Okay. It looks like it's time to start bashing again. Okay, and I am back. Things got a little messy in here, but for the most part, we cleared out all the zombies that broke into the breach hole that was made. And I've got a really, really shitty barricade to make sure that more don't come in. Now, I will do a quick look at our stats after I deal with a bunch of these moodles, because our character is not very happy about the change of events. I did not expect things to go so south for us here, but at least in the meantime, we did get our base back, which is really nice. Especially since it would have been a tragedy to lose all the gear that was in here. Now, I am going to take us into the bathroom and clean all the blood off of us because our character's not a fan. Alright, just a quick update. We have finally cleaned our clothes off after, well, all the zombies we slaughtered, and as you can see here, there is a bandit assault on its way right now, so I am going to equip the shotgun in both hands, because I have a feeling we're going to be dealing with not-so-friendly types, and we are definitely going to be opening and taking the box of shotgun shells that we have with us, as well as wearing the half respirator on our face, because the amount of dead people that are in our lobby now are going to affect our health. Now, I am going to eat an entire stick of bologna in order to deal with our hungry stat, and I don't know how long it's going to take for the bandits to get to here, but we are going to have to be careful, because the second these guys get here, I imagine they have guns, and I also imagine that they are not afraid to just start blasting the second they get here. Now, it is almost the next day if you look at our clock, so I will go over some of the info that we got. We've killed 86 zombies and survived for almost 6 full days. We are losing weight currently, but that's not a for long thing. I am going to get us geared up because I imagine we are going to be dealing with a lot of hostile pushback. Now, for some reason, we are glitched and have 2 shotguns on our person, but we do have 1. There's just been some weird buggy stuff going on, so we're going to ignore it for now. I'm going to keep our base somewhat separated from everything else. And I am surprised we have not seen anybody show up yet to break our barricade we built. Also, in the meantime, since we finally have it, we might as well go and use this duffel bag. Kind of one of the better finds of this playthrough. I'm not sure what else we'll find here. Some of these zombies might actually have some useful gear, but I'm not really think we're going to find too much. And I am going to wait for these guys who are coming to kill us and take all of our gear. Maybe somewhere that has a little bit more cover. Now, I'm not seeing this hostile takeover show up at our food court doors. That's pretty nice. So far, no signs of NPCs showing up to ruin our day. But we are still quite miserable, and we're kind of uncomfortable. So let's go find ourselves something fun to do while we wait for these guys to come try to mess up our whole entire thing we got going on here. Alright, so we did get tired out, but I'm not seeing any signs of bandits showing up. Maybe the sheer amount of zombies hanging out in the parking lot, which could be in the hundreds, have taken them out without us having to deal with them. Which is unfortunate. I was hoping to see some sort of bandits try to overtake us in our 7-day challenge, but we might go the full 7 days without seeing a single threatening person. Aside from, well, the large horde that broke into our base. I think once we get to the next day, we'll try to make our last stand in the parking lot and see how well that goes. We did just get a big error message. I don't know what that's going to mean for us. And I think our respirator filters are done, so we'll just remove those real quick. Right on time, I can hear the helicopter event. So I guess we could see how well our big ol' mall handles the helicopter flying over it a few hundred times. I'm gonna sleep through the helicopter event, only because I'm tired, and every single time the helicopter event happens, it's when my character gets drowsy. I swear to God. Alright, it sounds like the helicopter event is officially over. It's 8 p.m. All we have to do to complete this challenge is survive 12 more hours. It does appear a zombie has decided to come hang out with us. I don't think I can really do anything about them right there. Nope, I cannot. They can kind of just chill there if they want, that's fine. Oh, hey, look, a sneaky guy. I thought I heard someone that shouldn't have been in here. In a cardigan sweater, too, that is just offensive. I think while I wait for more stuff to happen, I'm just going to take off the mask. And then I'm going to go off and eat some ice cream. It's weird. The ice cream's melted, fresh, and frozen at the same time. If you guys, it makes you unhappy. You only get happiness when it's fresh and frozen and not melted. But frozen melted ice cream is just frozen ice cream. Zomboid needs to get his shit together. I'm gonna eat 2 pints of ice cream. Alright, they've gotten in again, but it's only one. Small potatoes. I'm gonna go to the door and peek outside. It's 10 p.m., so we only have a limited amount of light. And I'm seeing some cars, a small group of zombies, and a fence. If only I had a second duffel bag. I don't know how they're in here, but there are 2 zombies that snuck inside this building. One is frozen in place, and I'm gonna deal with them as fast as I can. Got one more. She seems a bit confused, so let's just deal with her quick. Nice. I was just trying to do my final loot run, because I think I've gotten all of the food that is edible, at least, from every single shop in this mall. So now we can finally finish stocking our little security room. I may have to repair the barricade one more time, and then I think we're good. I think we've done it. I don't think every single challenge I'm going to do in this series is going to be as easy as this one was. I think it was a little bit unfair to call this a challenge, considering the fact I'm in a fully stocked mall for a full week. But as far as a long-term survival run would go, I think this is a fun little challenge, considering the fact that if you were to try to survive a whole month just in this mall, you would just have whatever supplies were laying around, or whatever you could loot off of zombies. So it could be like the single house challenge, but instead it's a much larger building where you don't know what you're going to get for supplies. I did enjoy my time here at the Grand Ohio Mall, so I'm going to say that, as well as being fully stocked with all this food and stuff and all the supplies, getting this room to kind of be like the, oh look, it's the Dawn of the Dead mall. Yeah, that was really the goal with this, and I think the next one, as I pour tobacco on the ground and waste it completely, the next one I should do is probably going to be a lot more harder. I'm thinking doing a little bit more of a scary challenge. Let's go with 28 days later. Let's spawn in the middle of a hospital with just a hospital scrubs and see how that pans out. I think that'd be a fun idea for the next one. Now, I think our character, Ray Beal here, he did a great job surviving his 7 days. We only got 3 hours left. Realistically, only 2, but... And yeah, that's right. He's just been looking at a real estate magazine this whole time. Get your heads out of the gutter. But yeah, this has been interesting. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys thought it was fun. And yeah, let's get to those last hours. Sounds like it's time to do combat. Oh, dang it. What happened? We're lacerated. It's fine. It's nothing. We got a whole medical kit for that. completely fine. Nothing to worry about. It's just a laceration. Let's survive our last hour blasting zombies. All out of shotgun shells, it's time to swing. Come on, 40 minutes left. Let's get to 125 kills, or maybe 150. This person has a whole axe in their back right now. I don't imagine that's very comfortable, ma'am. Whoa, 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 whoa! Guys, we got bit in our left forearm. That's fine. I don't think we're gonna die in 30 minutes. We gotta go out like a man. We gotta go out like Ray would want. Much like the one of the main characters of Dawn of the Dead. Sometimes you get bit. Also, spoiler alert for a movie that's more than 50 years old. Alright, we made it to day 7, everybody. I guess we'll find out how much zombies we killed after we die. I hate how that one zombie's trying to flank us. Clever. Holy cow. I don't think I should have survived that horde. Alright, now keep killing. Just want to get back to my arcade machine. I can't even sprint. Dang, I almost hit my goal. I was just 9 zombies off. Alright, well, if you guys like this challenge and you want to see the next one, you know what to do. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.